Righto, g'day folks, out for a bit of a hunt with Sergio. You can see him just over there. We're doing a bit of an afternoon hunt. We'll probably go to headlamp a little bit later. I've just pulled up the weirdest thing. So, fairly deep hole. I've filled the hole back in and was actually having a look at this stuff. What I saw in the ground was that. And I thought, that's a ripping coin spill. And you can see the first one is a Skippy penny. And then someone's gone along and in a stack of Skippy pennies drilled a hole, or cut a hole out of the whole stack, because you can see there's definitely writing on that, same as on that one, same as on that one. They're still stuck together, and then on here you can definitely see that's a penny. You can see the reeded edge, or the edging there. It's got me absolutely stumped why you would do that unless you were trying to make a whole batch of washes or something. But anyway, that's the first decent find I've had, and that's a debatable point whether it's decent or not, but it's the first find of any real worth talking about anyway that I've found so far. We'll crack on a little bit longer and see what else we can find, eh? Alrighty, been a bit of a hard slog here folks, but finally got a silver. You can see it's sitting over there in the plug. It looks to be about a shilling in size. Let me just give that a scrub. Okay, so that's King George the 6th there, which means it's probably a ram's head shilling. And there it is there, so it looks like it's a 925, and it's a 1941 ram's head shilling. Excellent. Alrighty. Don't know how much longer we got here. I mean, I've found that stack of pennies that had holes drilled in it, and a 41 shilling, but we'll crack on for a bit longer, see what else we can find, eh? Let's crack on. Alrighty, so just back there was where that shilling came out of. I've progressed about that far. This one's gone quite deep, and it was off on a bit of a side road there, for want of a better term. It was a 92. It looks like I've popped out a penny, and just looking at that, it's King George the 5th. So it's going to be a Commonwealth of Australia penny, and I'll give it a quick hand rub and see if I can't get you a date. It's the only part of the coin I can't see. I'll put it back a little bit so you can. Let me just give it a quick lick. There. 1920 something, folks. Alright, I won't waste your time anymore. We'll look at it at the roundup. Alright. Alrighty folks, still going along. Out of this little shallow hole quite close to where Sergio's working the river. We've just popped what appears to be a penny. It's in pretty crap state, if I'm honest. It's a Skippy. And I'll have a good look at it myself. It says 1950, I think 1959. Alrighty, so there you go, 1959 root penny. So we've got a couple of pennies, a bunch with a hole drilled through them, and a shilling so far. I think Sergio's got a threepence and a couple of pennies. So nice on a total loss, but it's not up to our usual standard. Alright, let's crack on, see what else we get before we knock it off, eh? Yeah, how are you folks? So it's the next morning. I think I'm going to roll these two videos into one. The stuff from last night, there was a few bits and pieces there, but you know we'll go out this morning as well and put them together, make it at least a bit of decent viewing. Been here about 10 minutes. It's only just sort of gone light, so I've dug up a small silver shield. I'll show you in the roundup, and I've got my first coin of the morning, and you can see it just here. I've given it a bit of a touch up, unfortunately. Alrighty folks, this was a nice solid 88 in both directions, not down real deep, and you can see I've popped another penny, Skippy. This one's a 1938, Yep, 1938 Skippy penny. King George the 6th on the back. Excellent. Sun's just starting to come up. Beautiful. Alright, let's crack on. Alrighty folks, next target. I'm underneath this big ass fig tree, and anyone who's detected under fig trees before knows you get these really gnarly roots, but we're not too bad. Down in amongst all these roots we've popped what appears to be a halfpenny, and it's a Skippy, and it's a 1948 Skippy half in pretty good condition. There you go, you get a bit of a look at it there. Alrighty, this was an 82 both ways on the XP days. Alright, let's crack on. So we're doing pretty good on the halfpenny situation. That last one was over there, and we've just, no it wasn't. It was actually over there next to the fig tree. We've just popped another one, really shallow hole. This one's a bit blistered up. It's a Skippy, and I can't tell you. Alrighty folks, so this was a really faint, it was down quite deep, as you can see. The hole's significant, but right at the bottom of it was a 90. Right at the bottom of it is a shilling, ram's head shilling. She's a bit of grubby one, so she's going to be a 1950s, I reckon. And you just have a quick polish on the leg. Yeah, 1952. 1952 ram's head shilling. Excellent. Alright, first silver of the morning, apart from that little shield. Let's crack on. See what else we can get a hold of, eh? Alright, after a bit of a clean, that looks like an old English. That's Britannia. And that's King Edward, so it's an old British halfpenny, date between 1900 and 1910. Alright, let's crack on. Alright folks, so just here's where that last halfpenny came out of. I've had a few problems with this GoPro, so I'm not sure whether or not you've seen that. Halfpenny came out of there, and I've got another signal right next to it. I don't know if you can see that, but just here, I'll get a handy pointing stick. Just here, you can see a silver. Look at that. Roll it out. That is a King George V. Let's flick it over. And that is 1912 or 22. Hang on, one rub. 1912. 1912 silver threepence. Sweet as. Alrighty folks, so we're in again. This was a beautiful 87.90. So 87 one way, 90 the other, and I'm pretty sure you can probably see that just here as I take it out. It's a silver threepence. I think the last silver I found, I called it a threepence. It was actually a sixpence, but that's a... Alrighty folks, so just pulled this out of a really shallow hole. I have no real idea what that is. That's got the New South Wales coat of arms on the top of it, and an E. Alrighty folks, that's it there after a toothbrush. It's an EA. Not sure. It might be an emergency assistant or something like that. Second World War. New South Wales, I'm pretty sure. I'll do some research. Alrighty folks, welcome to the wrap up from the hunt. Let me make it quite clear, this was two hunts. They were, both reasonably short. The first one wasn't real productive, the second one was, but it put together a decent amount of stuff for you guys to watch. Alright, we're going to start over here with the pennies. And some of these have come out of the ground absolutely horrible, as you can see. You've got a Skippy on your left, Skippy on your in the middle there, a couple of Commonwealth of Australia's that are in really bad nick that you can't even read, like over here. I don't know what's happened here, but half the coin's gone. Down in the halfpennies, you've got 3 Skippies and a Britannia. It's not a particularly old Britannia. Judging by the monarch's head on the back there, it dates from 1902 to 1910. And if you flip it over, you can see Britannia's in pretty bad nick. Into the silvers, we've got 2 shillings, a 41 and a 52. a 1912 and a 1941. So 1912 sixpence, 1941 threepence. The usual array of 1 and 2 cent pieces, a $1 coin. Over here to the relics. Now this jobby here I originally called a military badge, and I hypothesised that that was perhaps the New South Wales coat of arms. As it turns out, it's actually a Qantas badge. You can see there's a Q around the outside. So it's QEA, which stands for Qantas Empire Airways. You've got this little superfluous piece of metal here, which was quite stylised. I thought it might be silver, and I still think it may be. A child's ring, a 303 cartridge case, and a couple of enamel badges. This bottom one very much may be silver. And over here to the oddest thing of the lot, which was this pile of pennies that had been cut into washers. And had a piece of steel running through it, so it was almost like it had been formed into a handle or something similar. The top ones are all Commonwealth of Australia, and the bottom ones are all Skippies, including the very bottom piece here, which is a Skippy penny, which is the base of the whole thing. They look like they've been soldered together at some stage. There's various marks on the back that show they've been soldered, but yeah. So that's pretty much it, folks. Probably the coolest thing of the entire day was the Qantas Empire Airways badge. Alright folks, hope you enjoyed the hunt, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.